Some Patriots fans were referring to Drake Maye as Drake Maybe. We're here to tell you it's Drake definitely, Dalton. This guy is having a massive year two jump right now, and obviously all culminated this past weekend with a huge Sunday Night Football victory over the Buffalo Bills. What has changed from his rookie year going into his second year?
So obviously the Patriots acquired a lot of talent in the offseason to surround him with, right? They've got a much better offensive line. They got Stephon Diggs, who had a huge game against the Bills. They have a better defense this year and just a better coaching staff in general. I'm going to get into that side of it because I think that's very important. But the ray of hope for any team is their quarterback. And Drake Maye, he was already solid last year despite a bad supporting cast, but he's been a lot better this year and really efficient, right? Just running the offense the way that it's supposed to be run. And you look at the totality of what he's done through 5 games, he's playing like something close to a top 10 quarterback, right? He's got the 9th best passing grade in the NFL. He's second in the league in completion percentage. Completing the easy throws, or the so-called easy throws, I should say, is really a big thing in this offense right now. 5th in yards per attempt. This is a big number for any young quarterback down here at the bottom. 2% turnover-worthy play rate. Really good stuff. Top 10 in the NFL as well. So you look at the way he's playing and the way he's had to adjust. And the Patriots, they're not a perfect offense. They're still kind of missing a home run threat at receiver. They're still figuring out how to run the ball. But Drake Maye's been really solid so far, and he has been one of the best players on their team.
So you want to go into him throwing outside the numbers right now, something that he's really improved at going to his sophomore year.
So I think, it's funny because last week we talked about Sam Darnold and throwing over the middle of the field. And it depends what kind of offense you're running and who your offensive coordinator is for this mindset. But Drake Maye, something I've noticed throwing outside the numbers to the outer parts of the field where you get those one-on-one matchups, he's been outstanding, right? The second best passing grade in the NFL on throws outside the numbers. The only player better than him so far has been Jordan Love, okay? So when you look at what Josh McDaniels and what they're doing and where they're attacking, it's the outer parts of the field. Last year, Drake Maye's passing grade outside the numbers was a 65, and now he's got the second best in football. Again, 76.8% completion, great stuff, almost 10 yards per attempt, a 129 passer rating. You'll take that all day long. I think this is the part of the offense, and it's funny because when Josh McDaniels had Mac Jones in his first season, when McDaniels was his offensive coordinator in New England, this was a similar outcome that happened with Jones, where Jones really succeeded outside the numbers, and then McDaniels left to be the head coach of Las Vegas, and that production went away, right? So this is something that McDaniels has really liked to do for a long time, and we've got some different ways that he likes to do it, and I think Drake Maye is executing all of these things at a really high level. You talk about the quick game, 3-step drops, 1-step drops in the shotgun, creating easy throws outside, positive plays, 7-8 yard gains, quick first downs. Isolated routes, when you talk about, okay, one-on-ones, I've got a Stephon Diggs. I've even got a Kayshon Boutte outside who's winning one-on-one. Trust those guys to win against man coverage. Designed rollouts. Drake Maye's an athlete, and I think Josh McDaniels really is going to expand on this, because he's a better athlete than he used to have, say in Tom Brady or in Mac Jones. I think designed rollouts and bootlegs have been big, and then getting the ball still to tight ends and running backs. They got 2 good tight ends in Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper, getting the ball to 2 good backs in Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. They have a lot of different options, and it's all because Drake Maye's executing at a very high level.
So let's dive into some examples of how Drake Maye has taken such a massive leap in his second year right now.
So we're going to go down the order of all those things very quickly, because a lot of them are very simple concepts, and I think McDaniel is setting up Drake Maye for success in a really nice way. First thing I like about this is that we're under center, okay, and what we're going to be looking at is a 3-step drop, quick game, get us a positive throw out here to the top of the screen here against Buffalo. So what you're going to talk about here is spacing, right? So you're going to get safeties rotating down, one down here, one's going to go back. We're going to get a pretty basic cover 3 look once the safeties rotate. So now this right here, this linebacker is going to be your curl flat guy. What we have at the top is a quick out right out here, and then some spacing in the zone, going to sit right here with the tight end after he motions into that 2x2. So all you're reading actually with the corner bailing, all you're reading is whichever one you're putting this linebacker in conflict. Whichever way he goes, you just get in at the 3rd step of your drop and you throw it the opposite way, right? It's very, very simple stuff to work the ball to the outside. Right now, he's squared up to the inside threat, Hunter Henry. There's all this space out here for Stephon Diggs. And Maye, you see that right there at the top of his drop, right here. Easy throw out to the flat. Boom. First down. That's all you have to do. Just find the space and zone coverage. One way to do it. Again, and I like that they get under center and do this with a 3-step drop because it gives you that 2-way go. Okay, they're running it. The linebackers have to respect the run. You create that space on the outside. Easy first down. Let's do it again here. Now, You're talking about, again, top of the screen. You're going to get a slightly different look, but here's what you're going to get. The Steelers are giving us, they're showing us cover 4 back here with these safeties, all right? So you still have to have 3 underneath defenders unless they're blitzing. So curl flat here, you're going to sit in the hole here. Who's the last guy that can take this curl flat? Well, this is a stand-up outside linebacker. Okay, same idea. Hunter Henry's going to get up in the seam here. We're going to get a receiver going out that way. You can see the space pre-snap. Now, this time they're in the shotgun, but it's going to be a quick 3-step drop in the gun just for the sake of timing. And I think the timing in this offense is key. It's a lot better than it was last year. So, again, let's look at it. Very, very simple. Boom, we can see it. Curl flats in here to the tight end. Get the ball out quick. Easy first down. He's executing the easy things in this offense that set up everything else, right? So you've got that. Now, here's where we start looking at some things. All right, Max, when you get one-on-one on the outside here, right, who's the advantage to? Generally the receiver, right? Because it's one-on-one, unless you're facing a Sauce Gardner or Pat Surtain or one of the elite corners, quarterbacks are always going to feel good about one-on-ones, right? So, simple. 2 tight ends, love this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the box, plus another really 8 in the box right there. So we're loading up, we're show and run. Here's all that's going to happen. Look, and I like that Josh McDaniels on some plays, because you got a young quarterback, right? He's made, all of 15, 16 starts in the NFL. Right? Let's take the thinking out of his hands. Let's just have him execute. All you're going to get, hard play action here. May's going to drop straight back. Boom, one-on-one. Let's just run this 15-yard curl down here at the bottom, and let's just see if he can win. It's really, I do like that he's not forcing Maye to make 2 and 3 and 4 reads and reading the whole field every play. So let's do it. We get into play action. Here we go. One-on-one. He's bailing. Cool. He's preventing the go route. We're just going to cut it right back underneath on the curl. May's going to turn around, and he's going to throw the ball again, right on time. Simple. We're winding up to throw. We've got the separation. The ball's already halfway there. It's simple stuff like this where it's cutting the field in half. Isolating the X has been a big thing in this offense. Let's do it again. Now, I think some of his best throws of the year have been these back shoulder fades, right? We always think about Aaron Rodgers and the back shoulder throws all those years to Devontae Adams, right? And I'm not at all trying to tell you he's Aaron Rodgers yet, but here's the idea is that, again, one-on-one matchups, okay? You're showing me one-on-one on the outside right up here, man-to-man coverage. I can take the full field concept out of it right now. I can take it out because I can just trust my receiver again to win one-on-one. He's going to run a fade. If the corner stays on top, then we'll throw it to the back shoulder. If he does beat him, then we can throw it downfield. Cool, we will do that. But it's really the simple things in this offense that are working. So right now, Maye's looking to that side. He's already winding up to throw. Why? He sees this corner. He's on top, just like Aaron Rodgers has done for his entire career, still does with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're just going to put it on this back shoulder. And all Maye has to do is get to his 3rd step in his drop and make an accurate throw. Simple. Josh McDaniels is making things very simple. So there you go. Now we've seen the quick game, and we've seen these isolated routes, especially isolating the X, and we got more ways we can win. But can you see, Max, here how when you get those one-on-ones and the offensive coordinator is making things very, very simple for your quarterback, how much easier it can get, right? It's easier when Drake Maye just has to go out there and go, all I got to do is make the throw. Fine, I don't have to think about a whole lot, right? Even you and me, we try to think as little as we can. It's just, it's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. Now, this is where we start to get fun, okay? 2 things happen here. 1, the rollouts and the athleticism, and again, under center play action. So you've got the motion rolling this way. The Dolphins in zone coverage, everybody's attention is on Pop Douglas in this motion, right? They're going to flinch this way. They're all thinking about it, right? And what's going to happen is they're thinking about the run here, okay? You're thinking about the run, and Drake Maye is going to waggle out the backside of it. So a couple fun things happen here. Number 1, this is Mac Hollins. This is a wide receiver. So we're showing it's a 12 personnel kind of formation, but we're actually still in 11 with 3 wide receivers. So, if you don't know on the inside that this is a wide receiver, you better get on your horse and start covering him. You're going to have a problem. So what's going to happen? We're going to sell the run in here. Hollins is going to get out to the back corner. We're going to slam release in here with the tight end. He's going to get flat, and we're going to get a backside cross. A classic waggle concept. We've done this in other videos, too, with other teams. A classic waggle concept where you're reading 1 high, 2 low, and 3 back here to the cross, right? So, Drake Maye, very simple. Take your play action, Play action fake. Now, you have two jobs on this. One, break contain. We've talked about this before. This is the last man pass rushing. You have to break contain. Get to the outside so you have space to work with. And if you want to run as your last option, you can run. Number two, understand who that high-low read is on that first part. A lot of times, especially in this defensive cover two, this corner is who you're looking at, right? So, break contain, snap your head around, find that guy. There he is right there. See how his eyes are on him? His eyes aren't looking at routes or even at safeties. Find your one-man read, put a guy in conflict in zone coverage. That's all you're looking for. Simple as can be. Again, we're not reading the whole field. We're reading one guy in conflict or we're finding a one-on-one matchup. Here's the corner, went down with the tight end. Here's a wide open space. Touchdown Patriots, okay? Now, what do the bootlegs and the rollouts set up? Okay, this was actually before. This created an explosive play before that touchdown, but it's a theme where these bootlegs are working. And now what starts to happen? Okay, let's do it again. Play action this way. Maye's going to roll. He's going to break contain, maybe. But here's where we're going to change things up. We're going to send this crosser. We're going to send our backside crossers. We're going to do that. But now you've heard of a concept called leak Mac. Sean McVay has made this so popular in the last few years. You talk about a leak concept, and what's going to happen? I got my big tight end right here leaking through, and he's going to just sneak out the backside there, and we're going to find an explosive play. Why does this happen? Obviously, we're in cover three. We can see it pre-snap, one high back there, cover three. So what you're trying to get to happen here is this corner is going to follow this deep crosser, right? He's going to match up with him because, oh, surely nobody's coming all the way back across the field to my side. Well, surely they are, because here's what happens with Drake Maye. Your linebackers are biting up on the play action. He's selling. Look at his eyes. He's going to sell like we have the waggle like we usually do, right? Okay, we're going to get out here. We're going to get on the half roll, but you can see it already. Here comes Austin Hooper. Here he comes, and here comes the corner. Eyeing this receiver. Taking a deep post. Here we go. You can see it coming already, and all you need now is Drake Maye. Get back there. Good protection on the backside here. Fire it all the way back across. We've got an explosive play. So now you've got the threat of Maye rolling and the concepts and the athleticism really keeping this thing together. And the last thing I want to get to, I really like how the Patriots, that was a tight end example right there. I really like how the Patriots are using their backfield players. Sometimes they'll even put Hunter Henry or somebody in the backfield back there too. They create matchups. So everybody remembers this throw against the Dolphins. And what they're showing us is man-to-man coverage. Man here, he's got the back, he's got Ramondre Stevenson. We're going to get man-to-man coverage here, here, and here. Simple, okay? So we're actually going to leave the tight end in for protection. We're going to get to the seam here, vertical there, and what's going to happen here is a switch. Down here on the bottom, you're going to occupy the safety, and we're going to get Stevenson rolling down the sideline here. Now, what the big thing that Maye needs to look for as he drops back into this, these two safeties. Right now, they're showing me too high, right? Now, the corners, they're showing me man. So what are we in? Are we in two-man? What is going on here? They're kind of uneven. What's happening? So the first thing you always look at in your drop, before you're dropping in your drop, is safeties. Now, look how they've rotated. Here's a robber. Here's a free. We're in cover one. I got to throw to the outside, readily available now. So now, with the receiver out here occupying this robber and the corner, here's my one-on-one in the backfield. Now we just wait for a step. And the big thing here, too, that's just at the top of his drop. Look at Jalen Phillips as one, okay? Now we're dealing with pressure, okay? So now I got to step up in the pocket, keep my eyes on these safeties to keep them honest, and make this throw potentially for an explosive play. These are the exact type of things that Drake Maye is doing. So avoiding pressure, too, being an athlete within the pocket. We've got the separation. We saw this catch on game day. This became a huge 50-something yard play, explosive play out of the backfield. So they're using backfield players, they're using receivers, and I just wanted to show this last throw because I think actually for as much as we've seen some crazy out-of-the-pocket stuff and things like that, this might be his biggest throw of the season. There's a minute to go. You're on the road in Buffalo. It's a tie ball game. We're trying to win this game. You just came off of the play where you stiff-armed a 320-pound Daquan Jones and picked up a first down. Now, let's make a winning play right here. So, 3-by-1, one at the bottom, 3 up top. We're going to be looking up top here. Now, you're going to get a curl in here. You're going to get a little hitch in here, some spacing. It would be easy to take an easy throw. And what you're going to get here now, is this 2? Is it 4? Is it 2-man? What are we looking at? It looks like cover 2. The Bills run a lot of cover 2. So it's going to be deep half and deep half back here. And everybody else is spaced across this first level here. So Kayshon Boutte's going to sneak right back in here, okay, into that hole shot and cover. They talk about the hole shot and cover 2 between the flat corner and that deep half safety, right? Maye's going to look that way. It's going to be very, very decisive. Now, here's what's going to happen here. He's winding up to throw it. Now, could we with the Bills sitting back so far? Could we just take the easy throw, keep moving little by little towards our field goal? Absolutely. But you know what? We want to make a statement. Let's attack, right? And I love that he's winding up to throw this ball. Look where Booty is right now. He is even with this corner. You have to anticipate this throw into this hole because you don't want to give it away to the safety, and you don't want the corner to have time to sink back and realize what you're doing because the corner's still looking at him. He's looking at the quarterback. He's also got to be aware that if this ball goes underneath, he's got to make a tackle. So the anticipation on this throw, again, with pressure bearing down on him, knowing I got to get rid of it right now, fantastic stuff. And we're going to run this throw to completion because ball placement has been so good for Maye so far this season. I want to show you something. Look, again, the corner, we got it past him, cool. The safety, all right, he's coming. We knew he was coming to take this receiver's head off, but here's the thing about this throw that's so good, even more so than just, okay, beating the coverage itself. The ball placement, you see how Booty had to slow down here? See how he's kind of backed up? He kind of back-shouldered him on this throw too. If he leads him like he's going to score a touchdown on this, if he leads him right about here, he's going to get him killed. Okay, he's going to get him killed. That's a hospital ball. It's going to be incomplete. He's going to get forced out of bounds, something like that. The fact that Drake Maye, under pressure, in such a big moment, with a minute to go in this ball game against the division rival, the kings of this division, had the awareness to go, I need to slow him down by about 3 yards. Because if I throw it here, I'm going to get him killed. It's going to be incomplete. It's going to be a problem. Instead, I throw it here and we're threading the needle. That's a big-time throw right there. That's fantastic stuff from Maye. So the combination, to me, of McDaniels making a lot of things simple for him seeing the field well and seeing those matchups, and then ball placement has been outstanding throughout the season. Drake Maye looks like he is legit right now, and he could bring the Patriots to the playoffs.
Yeah, I know the other 31 NFL teams have enjoyed the last few years with the Patriots not having a franchise quarterback. Well, bad news for them. The Patriots may have found another in Drake Maye.